Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another week of football to review.
Week 3. Well,
So-
we're gonna talk about some of the week 3 matchups.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about for you right now, but
Well, technically, we're recording this on a Sunday, so it's week 2 Sunday Night Football.
so week 3 hasn't ended yet, but
Well, week 3 hasn't even started, guy.
oh yeah, that's true. All right. Week 2 hasn't even ended yet, but we have plenty to talk about. Rest assured,
Yes.
just as I mentioned.
But just like as always, we got some week 3 matchups I want to go over. You got Chargers at Chiefs. Now the Chargers lost the big stunner today against the Cowboys, which is a walk-off field goal, but about time the Cowboys won a game.
In your favorite division.
I know, like good for them. I don't really want to boo-hoo them. I mean, the Chargers. I'm going to stand by my word as they're a relatively decent team, and I think that the fact that the Cowboys won, good for them. So Chargers at Chiefs. Chiefs are playing tonight against the Ravens. I don't have a actual score update. You have a score update on that?
No, I do not.
All
But it's going on, and it's getting ugly out there quick. The Ravens are beat up, as we all know.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that later, though. We talk about the beat up Ravens there.
But the Chiefs are the Chiefs.
Yeah, you know what you're gonna get with them. But yeah, also I got the Colts and the Titans. I think those are two very good mediocre teams, and I'm glad to see them play each other because if you go look at them, quarterback, you got Ryan Tannehill, you got Wentz is just he's terrible, he's poo. that's all I have to say.
I mean, both teams, they're not bad on paper, but they each have something
we're
about
not playing
them.
Paper football.
No, we're not, and they each have something about them that just makes me not trust them.
Yeah,
and it's for different reasons.
But think about it, like the expectations for that team is very high every year, and they're the Titans. Actually, yeah, you think they both do very decently, but they're very mediocre teams. On paper, they're very, very good.
This is not a Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes type matchup that we're used to seeing in the West. This is the South now. Yeah, okay,
so
the Jaguars and the Texans are part of this family.
You're gonna get pretty play right there. But and then you also got the Bucks at the Rams. I think that's a good game. And once again, these are my top matchups.
That's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a good game. I think the Bucks are on a roll. Tom Brady had a good game today too.
He did. Tom Brady tossing 5 touchdowns.
Yeah,
and made a statement, as the Bucks always do. It's no secret they re-signed every key starter.
Yeah, the
from the Super Bowl.
Just running it back.
Exactly, that is the definition, and I expect them to make it far this year as well. The Rams, I see as a huge favorite amongst many analysts, and I keep hearing that they're going to go far too with a guy like Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, I like their team. I mean, like if you look at the team last year, you could always say that the quarterback play could be better, and they got it. They upgraded at the quarterback. I mean, Jared Goff, he wasn't that good. They paid him a whole bunch of money just to figure out he wasn't that good.
Jared Goff had to take all the blame. Maybe he was part of all the blame. Maybe he was all the blame.
It was a lot of bad quarterback play. I mean, so I'll go back, and I really don't even want to dive this deep into it, but I'll go back to when it was the Patriots and Rams Super Bowl, right?
Yep.
And before the beginning of the game, they spanned to Jared Goff, and the way he looked like a deer in headlights. He did not look ready to go. He did not look like he looked like the stage was too big for him. And I thought that was very unassuring of a franchise quarterback, especially a guy like Jared Goff, who's going to get paid big money. And look at it now, they don't have him anymore. So that's that.
I mean, hats off to Sean McVay for telling him which player to throw to.
Yeah,
he was.
You don't want to do that with your quarterback, especially your franchise quarterback.
Right. And we've talked about Matthew Stafford before. Is he overrated? Is it the Lions?
I think it's a bit of both.
I agree. I mean,
but we're gonna see what that game is. But another game I have on. I hate talking about the NFC least, but I think you got trash on trash. Eagles at Cowboys. I'm gonna look at that game. I'm gonna watch it just because I want to see. This division is quite it's quite interesting. But it's sad to say that like it's not even. it's just like who's going to be that bad to lose, to be that bad to be at the top of that division? Who's that awful?
Who is the best worst?
Yeah, who's the best? Who's going to steal that last playoff spot just to say they made the playoffs? And that's that's that.
And they'll get a home playoff game.
Yeah, so,
And
hats off to that loss. Hats off to that.
We had a lot of injuries today. One of the biggest being Brandon Graham.
Yep.
Torn Achilles, it's believed to be. By the time this is uploaded, that will probably be confirmed, or whatever injury he sustained will be confirmed.
Probably classified as like a lower leg injury right now.
Yeah, something like that.
But in another game I got matched up, which my favorite team, Bengals at Steelers. I think that's a good divisional rival matchup. They've always played good games against each other. I don't have much to say about the Bengals. They're very
They have the Steelers. I mean, the Bengals always give the Steelers a run for their money.
Yeah, I mean, but that's a good.
Even
that's
through their years of mediocrity.
Yeah, that's always a good game, though. You'd always expect a good game from them too. So
Joe Burrow, he's promising. He did not play great today. 3 consecutive passes thrown and 3 consecutive interceptions thrown. That's not a good. That doesn't look good on the stat sheet.
Another quarterback right now.
But the Steelers have their issues too. TJ Watt is hurt.
Yeah, they didn't play very well today. I think they were gonna come back. I thought they were gonna come back, but it just didn't really look that well today.
Yeah, they still lost though.
Yeah, I'll take an L. You know, I'd much rather this because it's the worst thing that happened last year was we went 10-0 and we didn't get our wins out, our losses out early in the season. I think there was a lot of games that I wouldn't mind losing back early in the season, and I'm glad that we lost. I know it sounds kind of crazy. And it's almost like what I said to you the last time about, is this really what it's coming to with the Steelers? Like, are you going to take a loss, at second week? But especially to the Raiders, coming from such a historic
Derek Carr's
franchise.
playing great.
Oh, he's playing out of his mind.
And
But just like a redheaded stepchild, John Gruden will not claim him. He will not claim that man.
And you know what really screwed the Steelers last year? Chase Claypool coming out and saying, I think it was week 11 or week 12, and he was just like,
Boo-hoo the Browns, yeah.
Oh, losing. What's that?
Chase Claypool, I thought he was like an upgraded Martavis Bryant, but he is so immature. And I don't think Juju's a great.
He's not a good role model.
Yeah, he's not a great role. Juju's and I don't get it. This idea. I love how the NFL announcers will call these people kids and stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, he's a rookie, he's a kid, whatever. But I mean, no, these guys are practically grown men. They're getting paid grown men money to play a game, to play a fucking game,
and doing kid stuff.
Yeah, grow up, bro. A TikTok should when you're getting prepared for a game, you should not be doing a TikTok. That's just my opinion.
No, I agree.
Don't get it. I think it looks very bad. I think you look dumb, absolutely, borderline, retarded. I'm gonna say, just borderline retarded, doing dances and shit on a logo when you just when he played the Bengals, did a dance on their logo and just got slapped. The same thing he did to Vontaze Burfict. I think his rookie year, and just gave him a molly.
That was his rookie year because that's when everybody liked him.
Exactly. The same thing happened to him. Look at that. This is what goes around, but this
he got TO'd.
This is what comes around. Exactly. He just got his shit clean, and I was like, finally, maybe after that he'll be like, oh, well, maybe I wouldn't do that. But no, of course I haven't seen him do that many crazy TikToks and stuff.
Now I don't know about you. Obviously, I don't follow them as closely as you do. To me, paying Juju, I think it was, what, $9 million, $10 million?
Yeah.
It was a one-year deal.
Yeah, really cheap.
Me, that's basically the Steelers saying, we don't have anybody else.
Yeah, I mean,
because if you still had Antonio Brown...
Oh, yeah, he'd be gone.
Juju would have been gone.
He would have been gone. He's not worth it.
His rookie year, it almost looked like he was going to be that guy to take the reins.
But that's the thing, though, right? It's like, when you go back to James Conner, and everybody was like, oh, when he comes out after Le'Veon Bell decided to sit out, James Conner comes onto the scene, and he had a relatively same year as Le'Veon Bell had, right? And everybody was like, oh, we don't need Le'Veon Bell. We're fine. Look at this guy. He's so good.
No, that's a good point. Good point.
And that. Hats off to him. And then, obviously, his second year, he was big poo-poo machu. It was just bad. It was very bad to see him play. All right, I mean, lo and behold, our offensive line was bad. So I give him that, but some of I just didn't like the style of runner he was. I'm glad we got rid of him, but getting rid of Le'Veon Bell, the people who said that were completely stupid. You'd have no. I think.
And 2 years ago, the big debate you saw everywhere was, oh, Juju can be a number one. Oh, he can't be.
You you knew he couldn't because you saw the plays that he was getting. It was when Antonio Brown was being double teamed, and when you're playing a big guy like Juju out of the slot, of course he's gonna look good.
Right.
And you have obviously a serviceable receiver in James Washington at the time. You always had a decent third person where Juju always looked good. He was put in good positions, but that's what that goes to show the coaching that the Steelers have at the wide receiver position, because they do get a lot of studs out of the draft, and it goes to show how they develop these players into something that they're not. I mean, they made Juju Smith-Schuster look like a number one receiver, and go back to last year. He's the number one. Didn't look good. He's not a number one. That's why they got a big body and Chase Claypool. But once again, you got two really immature guys that could be really good together. If they found like a number one receiver, I think James Washington, they should really give him more of an opportunity, because I think he's really putting the work to earn that. But we'll see what goes on.
Calvin Ridley's facing something very similar right now. How will he do without Julio Jones opposite? Attracting those double teams. It's a similar situation.
You got to have the next man up, but once again, that's why Juju's back with us again. Like, there's nothing really on the market, and no one's really gonna pay. You're gonna go pick somebody in the draft. Try to develop a young rookie before you pay.
Now the Steelers are good at developing receivers.
Yeah,
they're great at it. They're one of the best in the league.
Exactly.
It's like they just find serviceable receivers out by the side of the road. You look at other teams and not a single player on their roster and get more than 2 yards of separation. The Steelers, they might have problems with drops, consistency from the quarterback position, things like that, but all their receivers get open for the most part.
They are relatively good. They shine a lot. They complement each other very well. I just think they're super immature. But that's my top 5 matchups. But today in football, everybody gets hurt.
Or yesterday in football, depending what day you're listening to this.
Whatever. But today, Sunday night, down goes Tua. Now, this isn't good for Miami. This isn't good. I mean, they have a very good backup in Jacoby Brissett. He's proven himself to be a serviceable backup.
He's everything you want in a backup.
Yeah, he's like an upgrade over a very durable but not as flashy guy for the Washington Redskins. Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Or Heineke.
But
I mean, would I take Jacoby Brissett over Ryan Tannehill? Yes. I would.
Really?
I would.
No.
I would.
I wouldn't. I think the gamble. I'd go Tannehill. I think he's got a better arm. He's better mobile. I just think Jacoby Brissett he's a veteran, so he gives you comfortable.
Yes,
you're very comfortable giving him the reins.
I feel more comfortable putting him out there, but obviously this wasn't planned for him to play today. He didn't do awful, but Miami. This is an interesting situation because this is a locker room where a year ago you see reports they don't have much faith in him. Brian Flores is constantly defending Tua, but do they really believe in him?
This is going to show, right? So now, if Miami wants Deshaun Watson right now, this isn't good for them because Tua's hurt. He was hurt in college. He's hurt in the league, and this being his first year fully back, being a full-time starter, he's hurt. Week 2.
And without Fitzpatrick to
bail him out. You got Brissett there to bail him out. Let's see how that goes. But I want to know what else? Who else really wants Deshaun Watson? That's going to be a big deal. For a fact. I don't want to say I know for a fact, but I personally think that if Miami has a chance, if the Texans are like, hey, I want this, and this, and Tua. A couple of picks and maybe some other player they need. They do that in a heartbeat. Mm-hmm. Now that Tua's hurt, this is a very pivotal point in their franchise where are they going to stand by Tua while he's hurt and help him kind of rehabilitate? Or I don't know. It's classified as a lower leg injury. I don't know if you know the exact injury. I just saw it was like a
Tua?
Yeah.
I saw it as a ribs.
It was ribs? Oh, okay. Well, upper body injury. We'll see how he comes back from that. But are they gonna start making calls? Are they gonna start accepting calls? Are they gonna That's what I want. Are they gonna start accepting calls and things? Are they gonna start kind of underground shopping him around?
Now, I genuinely believe that Brian Flores is behind him. But what you've seen in Flores, and you've seen this with Laramie Tunzel, if the locker room is not behind a certain guy, he'll trade them away because
But you just have
he
to
wants a good presence in that locker. He
But-
wants a good feeling.
But you have to like even if
Obviously, a quarterback is
just talent wise, you know you have a better shot of winning with Deshaun Watson.
obviously if Flores.
And if that gets you off of Tua,
Well, yes,
that's good.
That's true. That's true.
I
But
think that was a bad pick to begin with. Once again, you see how bad Tua was hurt in college.
you have to feel for him
pretty
though,
rough.
because this was supposed to, like you said, this is his first year completely by himself. Nobody to bail him out. It's go time, and he's out there to not only prove the NFL wrong, but his own team wrong.
Yeah, pretty
It's
much.
like everybody's against him.
And that's the thing. He's such a he acts like such a likable guy, but he's just more of a more better in the public Daniel Jones type of deal. You know what I mean? Like Daniel Jones isn't liked in the locker room, and even the media knows that. But with Tua, he's not. I don't think he's liked in the locker room like as a starter. But in the media, they try to like him. They try to put him in a good light. They always try to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Because he's quiet. He doesn't say much.
Yeah, he's a
so he doesn't
hard
say
worker.
anything to start trouble, but he might not be perceived as like that leader on the sidelines to fire you up either.
Yeah, it's more of like a.
He just
kind
of sits there. He'll put his head down and not talk to anybody. I feel like he's that kind of type.
And he's
And-
also like a left-handed quarterback. I knew that was like a big deal or something. He was. Like,
yes,
he was,
that was another reason they traded Tunsil away, because you didn't need that big.
Yeah, that
left
big body,
tackle.
yeah, tight left tackle. You know, so I mean, I want to. This is gonna, like I said, this is gonna be a very pivotal point in Miami's franchise. Are they really gonna stand behind to it? If this is a serious injury, I mean, if he's out for a couple of weeks, you see how it's going. But this is gonna be a very serious year for him, regardless, because you have to see like how is this gonna turn out.
I mean, until the end of the year, I would definitely wait it out that long.
Yeah. I'm not saying doing it, but unless the Texans come knocking.
No, I think they're gonna stay put. And
That's if Deshaun Watson plays.
If Tua has mediocre stats,
Yeah.
and Watson is still available at the end of the year, meaning they don't trade him by week 8, which I don't see happening, then maybe look into a trade. As long as you don't have to trade your whole young franchise away.
But
Don't break the bank for him.
But they have a lot of picks. They stacked up a lot of picks. They I don't know what they're looking right now for. Like you got to talk about cap space and whatnot. But they have.
And that is a big contract.
Have moves. They can make that move happen. We have to trade away a lot of key players. But I mean, they could either re-up in the draft or look into free agency or something. But you knew, especially like you knew from the beginning, as soon as Deshaun Watson knew that said he wanted to get traded, Miami was one of those, hey, because you were never sold on Tua. Even last year, look at Brian Flores. He took Tua out in certain situations to put Brian Flores in.
And those were the situations you should have kept him in. Because last year, they weren't playing to win.
They were just playing to see what they had.
Right. And now you don't know what you have, because Fitzpatrick, again, had to bail them out.
Yeah.
And with a guy like Jacoby Brissett, I'd take Fitzpatrick over him any day of the week, especially
I think
if you need
all
like
of those wins cover, like winning covers up a lot of bad things. So I think a lot of those wins, a lot of those bailout wins, kind of covered up a lot of bad things. Like if they kept Tua in and lost, they'd be able to really take part into the tape and really dive deep.
The only thing that didn't help was Tua's image. That's the only thing.
Well, yeah,
because people get this perception now of, Tua can't do it by himself, but he's your franchise guy. You took him 5th overall.
But the biggest question about him was his health, and that's still the biggest question about him. He had a ton of controversy coming into the league, talking about is he durable enough? Can he do this? He's having all these surgeries right now. Like, is he gonna be able to last? And that's the biggest thing of when you're picking your franchise quarterback.
I believe he was projected to go 1st overall before his major injury.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it was senior year. His senior year, yeah.
He took a beating. He took a beating at Alabama, and that's why a lot of people try to put him in such a good light, because they're like, oh, well, he's such a warrior, he's a fighter, this, and that. But you have to know, he doesn't have a body like Cam Newton where he could take those hits like that. I mean, he's pretty much falling apart. I mean, lo and behold,
He's a small guy.
Yeah, you have to look at his frame too. He's a small guy, a little pudgy, But you gotta look at the dude in the Cardinals. What's his face?
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray. He's small, but you don't see him hurt all the time. He knows how to slide. He knows how to get out of harm's way, because he has that baseball background. So he's almost a professional slider at that point. You look at even Russell Wilson.
I wouldn't even put Tua in the same category in terms of just using his legs. He's not as mobile either. Like,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
mobile,
that's true.
but he's not Kyler's level.
Yeah. I
You know
hope-
what? Actually, this is an interesting comparison. I'd say he's on Deshaun Watson's level in terms of mobility. Because Deshaun Watson can extend a play. He's not like, he won't break your ankles, but
No, I think he can.
he can extend a
I think
play.
he can.
Because Kyler Murray, I'd put very close, if not
But
matched
Kyler
up
Murray's
with.
not trying to juke your ankles. He can throw the ball. He can sling that.
Oh yeah.
He can
To
swing.
me, him and Russell Wilson are the best dual threat quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Like, Lamar's one dimensional in my opinion.
Yeah, he's falling apart.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing because Tom Brady's one dimensional. You just have to be really good at that one
Yeah,
dimension.
but at one point, we could really talk about that. But like at one point, you can't. You're a quarterback.
And
at
now,
this
just
point,
for clarity,
this is a throwing league right now.
just for clarity, I'm not comparing Lamar Jackson to Tom Brady. It was just an
But another story, actually, once again, today's Sunday. So if anybody saw the Jets game, I want Tony Romo. What the fuck, bro? Like, you fucked this kid.
Give me a B. Give me a U.
Yeah.
Give me an S. Give me a
So
T.
going back to what Tony Romo said, Tony Romo had big things to say about Zach Wilson, and going into watching some of his stats at BYU, he definitely was a good quarterback in college, right? But Tony Romo he started comparing him to Dan Marino, right? And so you look at Zach Wilson, the position he's in. Yeah, he's a rookie quarterback coming from a college, right? Didn't play the best competition, and now he's in New York. Probably one of the on the Jets. He's probably one of the one of the worst teams in the NFL. And you already off the bat compared this dude to Dan Marino and said he has the potential to be Pat Mahomes. Now I have no fucking idea how in the fuck you ever came to that conclusion. Like, you can call a play 5 plays before it's even ran. But even if you like the kid, why would you even put him in that? Why would you even put that expectation in him? He fucked him. He fucked that kid. He did just as bad as Daniel Jones' parents telling him he's good at football. He just as bad. And that's the worst thing you could do to a young quarterback. Start comparing them to these legends, these greats, and they're like, oh yeah. And everybody's fucking ceiling's Pat Mahomes. Everybody's ceiling's Pat Mahomes. Jesus fucking Christ, stop it.
No.
Stop it.
Oh, you didn't know he's already the best quarterback to ever play the game.
Yeah, like, you still got. But first it was Tom Brady. Oh, I think this dude is Tom Brady, but mobile, this, and that.
Now it's Patrick Mahomes.
Now it's
that's
Patrick
true.
Mahomes.
And now guys. To everybody listening, he's been saving up this rant ever since he walked in the door about Tony Romo.
This is just ridiculous. Even if you like the guy, because clearly he doesn't like the guy, because you don't do this to a rookie quarterback. Like, you don't do it to a guy you like. You don't put this type of expectations on him.
Maybe he doesn't like him. Maybe that's why.
Maybe he's like, fuck this kid. He saw one kid in the draft. He was
I'm gonna make him crumble.
I'm gonna fuck you, guy. But you look, it's just ridiculous. Like, you look at a guy like Mac Jones, right? And he's not even. He just got drafted to the Patriots, and he already has that expectation to be like a Tom Brady-esque type of quarterback. But you look at if any quarterback got drafted to the Patriots, it'd be like, oh, is he going to be the next Tom Brady? Is he going to be the next Tom Brady? So you already have Zach Wilson going to the Jets. Is Zach Wilson the savior of the Jets? You already have all that shit. Then you got your dumbass saying, I think he's a Dan Marino. And he's got the ceiling to be Pat Mahomes.
Right.
I'm Tony Romo. I can't win a game.
I like that.
My back hurts.
I like that quote because he's saying he's like Dan Marino, and he could be Pat Mahomes. So he's already implying that Pat Mahomes is better than Dan Marino.
Oh yeah, see Pat Mahomes, yeah, he's good, but you have to look at the age of the era they were playing football in,
and you have to see Dan Marino played a lot longer than Pat Mahomes. What, 4 years as a starter?
Yeah.
4 whole years. So you just can't compare the two. It's apples and oranges right now. And like you said, 2 different eras.
But Zach Wilson's performance in New England today was just god awful. Zero. And I hate to. No, I'm not gonna lie. I love it. I love to rag on people when they're, especially a quarterback, when they're just like this is a putrid performance. 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, a 37.0 QB quarterback rating.
But wait, I thought Sam Darnold was the problem.
No, you.
No, I know.
Sam Darnold was just saying stupid shit like he's seeing ghosts. Like,
Well, Zach Wilson was today.
Oh yeah, I mean, towards the wrong. And I don't even think the defense is that good. I think this was like a prep school playing like a division, like a terrible division team just to get a warm up game.
The first interception was a great defensive play by J.C. Jackson. He tipped his own ball and then caught it. Great play. The other three. The other three, right? As soon as the ball was snapped, they didn't even move. Like they were they threw it to them. It was a gift.
Now, do you think Robert Saleh is the best coach for this team?
I don't know. He was the 49ers defensive coordinator.
Coach, yeah. And he was like
now I will say this. The defense does not give up.
Yeah.
They are not good at tackling. That needs to work. They don't know how to wrap up.
Yeah, God forbid.
And apparently Saleh doesn't either. him and his seven kids. That was good, right? but let me tell you, even when the Jets, this is garbage time now, right? We get the ball back, maybe 2 minutes left. They're still playing like it's the first quarter.
Yeah,
and it's a stingy defense.
So this is my problem, right? This is my problem with what you just said. You are in the NFL, right? You're getting paid like dollars, like American currency, not pesos, not Bitcoin, but like American. You get a check, right?
Yeah.
So at what point does you trying not enough? Like, dude, you're a grown ass man. Can you not try for 5 minutes? Can you be good? Can you be good?
Now, I do not like their secondary. But their front seven, I am a fan of, and they lost a couple young good players for the year already in training camp, OTA. Yeah. So they say this every year. They're going to be a better team next year. The offense, I don't know about. No. The defense, definitely, I would say, has a brighter future.
CJ Mosley, he's still on that defense.
He is, and he hasn't really made any noise.
But he's a good vet to keep at least the defense together. Because like you said, the defense does not stop. And I think you have a veteran like him, he's.
I assume he's the Mike too.
Yeah.
And he's probably the best on that field in terms of reading plays.
Yeah. I saw him today calling
most of those starters on that Jets team was at one point or another on the Patriots practice squad.
Yeah.
So you just have to take that into account.
They're just rummaging through their garbage like a raccoon in the middle of the night. Subway bells like, who's there? It's Robert Saleh just scurrying away.
He's looking for his next star pass rusher.
Comes back to his house. I can't feed all my kids.
Yeah, he goes back with his next star pass rusher.
I didn't grab enough Subway sandwiches.
I was gonna say,
who the fuck put mayo on this sandwich? Fuck you, Bill.
He comes home with his new star pass rusher and half a Subway sandwich.
I know how to negotiate.
That's why he had so many kids, hoping at least one of them wouldn't be a bust.
But so going back, ragging on players. I'm going to rag on my favorite player. Well, my favorite player to rag on.
Who was that?
Well,
I can take a guess.
I'm finally fed up.
I can take a guess.
I think the fans should be done. I think the team's done. The team's clearly done. And I think the media's done. Daniel Jones is just god-awful, right? And you would think a man who's 4-0 against the Washington football team, you would think this is a layup, right? Just a Euro step layup, Daniel Jones. Give me something good. Give me something decent. You feel me? Right? Something... But wow, this I mean, he didn't play terrible. He did not play terrible, but it wasn't good. I mean, you clearly had that incident on the sideline with Kenny Golladay flipping out. And you go back to the quarterback play, right? And you look, and it was such a close game, right? And I think the reason why the Washington football team won is because Heineke, he's a leader. I think no matter how bad he is, you could tell, like as he is as a quarterback. But I think, I think he's a leader. He can lead the team. The
locker room is behind him.
Yeah, the locker room is behind, and that's the difference. And that's what kind of wins close games like that. You know what I'm saying?
He has that huge underdog feel to him.
Yeah, but that's why people get behind him. With Daniel Jones, I mean, he has no emotion. And after that big old, big fight, or when Kenny Golladay finally did what you would want your a quarterback to do. Like you look at Tom Brady, you look at Eli Manning, these greats. There's a video of Tom Brady flipping out on the sideline. There's a video of Peyton Manning flipping out on the sideline.
Oh yeah,
yelling at his old lineman, telling him what to do. Telling him to, kind of taking charge, telling people to shut the fuck up. I got this, guys. I'm in the driver's seat. You want to drive? Huh? Shut the fuck up. So, and that's what I think really kind of split the game. And I think Kenny Galladay, he's a really good receiver. And I hate to see a good receiver on a shitty team with and terrible quarterback play. And that quarterback play is really holding, like you said, it's holding that team back. So I think everybody should be fed up. You should be looking. The Giants should be looking for a new quarterback. You got to tell Daniel Jones, bro. You got to hit him with like a Josh Rosen type of deal. Like, hey, guy, it's just not working out. It's just not working out. Go somewhere else.
No, to me, they're in a very similar situation as the Dolphins are. You give them till the end of the year, and if he doesn't
are you serious?
And
are you serious? You'd give this man till the end of the year? Like, are you serious? I take Nick Foles at this point. Wherever the fuck Nick Foles is, go find a way.
Maybe right here, right now, yeah.
Cam Newton, bro. I take. You know what? Get Cam Newton. Take Cam Newton. Like dead ass serious. Like, I would think that locker room would be ecstatic, bro. Or ecstatic to have Cam Newton because at least you have somebody.
You know what? You might be onto something.
Yeah, at least you have somebody who wants to win because Daniel Jones has no emotion. They found somebody who has less emotion than Eli Manning, right? So that is just, you don't want that guy in your locker room. He's bad. He's bad. That's not somebody who can lead. Think about it. You can get Cam Newton on a dirt cheap deal, and you can have Daniel Jones sit and learn something from Cam Newton, but obviously look for a new quarterback in the draft.
Let me clarify something. When I said give him until the end of the year, I didn't mean as in, oh, let's see if he's worth big money. Because at this point, I'm never paying Daniel Jones big money.
Nah, no one's paying him big money. I think even he's come to the conclusion about that. I mean, you look at the way he tried to play it in the media, right? Oh, well, me and Kenny, we talked about it later, we just kind of discussed it out, hashed it out, did the things, I think my quarterback plays quite well. He didn't say all that, but the way he played it was like, I'm not a leader. I got yelled at, but it's okay. We're bros. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, we're cool, bro. It's like when somebody actively hates you, but you're like, oh no, we're friends, bro. This guy called you a piece of shit. Like, nah, that's what we do. No, we're cool. I call him trash every fucking day. The only difference is ESPN isn't calling me trash too.
Yeah, he's friends with ESPN and I. Yeah, we go way back.
Yeah, we go way back. You know what I'm saying? Remember me at Duke? No one does. But you go back and once again, this is just like a big episode of just about poor quarterback play, and this is a quarterback that I think once again gets too much benefit of the doubt. But you had a Monday night flip with the Ravens and the Raiders, and I think the Raiders are playing out of their mind right now. You got to give big props to John Gruden and Derek Carr. I guess his coaching is finally doing something. I guess
I don't like Gruden as a coach.
I don't like him either, but at least he's kind of producing.
And I don't even. We've talked about this before. I don't like his plan. He just throws random money at random vets that still have a little bit left in the tank, and he just hopes he can get a championship out of it. It's like you're trying to use lemons. Like, life handed you half-squeezed lemons, and you're trying to get the rest out.
They're literally already squished and already been, through the blender. But you're like, no, there's still some left. He's that guy who licks all the plates after they've been through the washer. There's still some shit there. He's the guy who, rips apart the fucking tub of ice cream just to lick it.
He definitely looks around, the
Cuts
supermarket.
The toothpaste off and rolls it up.
He definitely only buys the Purell bottle to say it kills 100% of germs. He doesn't...
But so you go back to it, right? And, despite everything that's going on, I don't think Lamar Jackson is progressing the way he should. You look at a lot of the people he was drafted with. They're completely past him. His biggest problem is taking care of the football, and this is what you have when you have this is when you go back and you said, if you're going to be a one-dimensional quarterback, be really good at that one dimension. But you have to look at what the league is today. The league is a passing league. So when you pick a quarterback, you'd like him to be at least one-dimensional and throwing the fucking ball, right? At least taking care of the ball. And Lamar Jackson has not taken care of the ball. You look at the game, right? And the running game for the Ravens was really good at one point, but I felt like they stalled out in the second half. The left tackle is going to be a huge liability for them throughout the season. They got to figure that out. I think the fact that they got
Mark Andrews?
No, Villanueva. That's how you say his name. I want to make sure I pronounced his name right.
Oh, okay.
But they got him from the Steelers.
I didn't know his first name, to be clear.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they got him from the Steelers, and they thought that was going to be a big help. But there's a reason why the Steelers' offensive line sucked last year, and he was a big part of that. So
the Lamar situation really irritates me because when he does good, it's Lamar this, Lamar that. But when Lamar plays poorly, it's he doesn't have any help. And it's the same narrative over and over.
Well, I think this year it's going to be completely different because he has help. I mean, lo and behold, the running backs have gone down, but you have receivers.
And I don't hate Lamar Jackson. He's never done anything to me personally. He doesn't send me death threats. All right, I want to clarify that. But it's just not. He's in his fourth year now, and his throwing has not gotten any better. Every single Ravens fan on this planet says, "Oh no, he's gotten better. He's getting better." I see the progression.
Well, he had last year he had a decent jump, right? He did a little bit better, but you compare him to the people he was drafted with in his draft class. You know who I'm talking about?
Right. Yeah.
So and they're just leaps and bounds ahead of him. Like Josh Allen. I mean, look at Josh Allen right now. I mean, he's considered a top
his first year starting, and I've talked about this with it was a similar situation to Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
You take Lamar Jackson's first full year as a starter. I think that's his ceiling because there was no tape on him. Now teams figure out how to shut him down, and you can't be a one-trick pony in this league unless you're Pat Mahomes. Who
No.
I wasn't saying that. Him and Tyreek Hill is a one-trick pony, but their problem is Tyreek Hill just outruns everybody. That's the difference.
Right, are you going receiver to receiver? Because if you're going just looking at a quarterback straight up, Pat Mahomes is not a one-trick.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm telling you, Tyreek just says Tyreek run, and that seems to work.
Tyreek can't run any routes.
No, I'm not saying that, but his speed is what gets him that separation.
Yeah. Okay.
Like he's not crisp, but he's he's not Devontae Adams.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's just he's quick, and of course Lamar Jackson he doesn't have Tyreek Hill's speed. You need to be a quarterback. You need to.
But he's got a lot of these. He's got a decent tight end. He's got Sammy Watkins from KC. He's got receivers. He's got
Marquise Brown.
Yeah, they got him help, and now.
But that's what I'm saying. If he doesn't
have a winning season, they can't sit here and have this man win a playoff game and clap like a fucking seal.
They can get him the most elite weapons in the league, and I feel like people will still find a way to blame the team around him.
And that's when people recommended Lamar Jackson to be possibly change his position, right? I think this was an ego thing, B, some sort of a racial aspect you have in the league. I mean, I'm just gonna flat out say it. I think that's what it was. I think they were like, well, Lamar Jackson's gonna be the first legitimate running back quarterback, and there's just not a lot of white guys like that. And that's what a lot of people were saying when he was drafted too. That's why he got drafted super late, because he wasn't open to trying at wide receiver. He wasn't open to doing anything different. He was like, I'm a quarterback. So now they're kind of getting the butt end of it. He, like you said, he's a one-dimensional quarterback, and it just happens to be that he's black. But I think that's why you see a lot of people blaming the team and not him, not looking at his quarterback play. They'll say, "Oh, he's in his second year. Oh, he's in his first year full starting. Oh, he's in his second year. Oh, he's in his third year." But when you start just taking that completely out of it and comparing him as a quarterback to the people he was drafted with, it's just not there. It's not there. It's not happening.
No, and you can see the explosiveness just kind of die down slightly each year because. You
figured him out. That's what it was. Exactly what you said. His first year was his ceiling because no one knew what he was. No one knew that he could do the things that he did. But once you figure him out and once you game plan for him, he's a one-dimensional quarterback. Mm-hmm. And he's not very good at throwing the ball.
If you keep him in the pocket, he's going to get uncomfortable.
Yeah, because he doesn't have a strong arm and he's not very accurate. I think
he throws the ball weird. I kind of don't like it.
Well, I feel like a lot of quarterbacks are starting to do the sidearm thing for throwing medium routes. I'm gonna slip this in between two, this little window right here.
Yeah, and I get that, but Lamar does it for every throw.
Yeah, I just don't like. I don't like the way Lamar Jackson. I don't like the way the team's built around Lamar Jackson. I don't think it's built around him to succeed. I think they have a lot of receivers, yeah, but he's not very good at throwing the football. People need to stop giving him stop cutting him slack. You're getting paid big money. Well, you're getting paid money, not big money. Rookie, I'm pretty sure he's still on his rookie deal.
And I hate to bring up this point. I hate to bring up this point because it's like the past and it's already been talked about. Yeah. But I remember Ravens fans saying they'd be down to give Antonio Brown a spot, and see how that relationship works out. But if you're Antonio Brown, right?
That's not working out.
I'm just saying, right? Because if you're complaining that Roethlisberger can't get you the ball, well, you think Lamar's going to?
You're gonna walk in that door. He's gonna have one game. He's gonna have 5 targets and 2 catches. And that whole locker room's going to fall apart. And once again, they give Lamar Jackson every benefit of the doubt. They give him receivers that were good but didn't make a lot of noise, so they still complain the receivers. I mean, look at Sammy Watkins. That's why KC kind of let him go. Didn't really want him back like that. Because, I mean, he was just another he was just another receiver. He was another big name that could get open and get the ball. But KC was stacked, so of course letting him go, they didn't really care. So they got somebody. I feel like they got a lot of scapegoats. They have a lot of scapegoats around Lamar, and they will continue to scapegoat for him just because this narrative of Lamar Jackson can play quarterback when he can't. I'm sorry, he can't.
No, I agree.
It has nothing to do with the narrative of what he got drafted. Because you look at a lot of other quarterbacks like Kyle Murray, Deshaun Watson. You can be good. Even Justin Fields looks good.
I've never seen a ranking where Kyler Murray just Kyler Murray even. I've never seen a ranking with him in the elite category, but I see Lamar in it all the time, and I don't understand that.
That's a joke.
I don't understand that.
This is the coddling. This is the narrative the NFL wants to push because they want to move on They want to move on past that narrative. They want to move. The NFL media wants to move on past that narrative, and they want Lamar Jackson to be their paper boy.
Because he can make them money. Yeah,
exactly. They want him to be. This is what I'm saying. They want him to be Michael Vick 2.0.
They do. And you see Ravens fans now because of that one hit wonder year he had.
Yeah, exactly.
It's he's better than Mike Vick. He beat all his records.
If you look at that 1 year, right, look some of the stuff he was doing, right?
Yep.
It was quite crazy because it was some of the stuff it was college type jukes and moves and making people look stupid. That was only stuff you saw in college, and you knew you had to know that this wasn't gonna last. You can't win a Super Bowl on that. You can't. If you can't throw the ball, you can't win a Super Bowl with that type of quarterback. It hasn't been done, at least in this century.
Mike Vick, he had an arm. He could sling it, even though he was left-handed. It was a little weird.
Yeah, but
he was. I mean,
but he was a dual threat quarterback,
right?
Lamar Jackson, he started out as a dual threat. And he's slowly becoming one-dimensional, and that's why he's really not putting together games like that.
I mean, if you're a coach, right, or if you're listening to a coach discuss their weekly opponent, and they're going up against a guy like Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, even Deshaun Watson, they'll say, "Oh, well, we'll just have to figure out how to slow him down," because there's no one set way to slow them down. But if you're talking about facing Lamar, they all just say you got to shut down the run game.
Yeah,
because they know once you take that away from him, he doesn't have much else, and that's the problem that the Ravens are going to run into. Personally, I don't think the Ravens should be paying him top dollar. I don't think he's going to get Dak money.
No, I don't think he should. I don't think he should at all. The way Lamar Jackson has to prove himself.
Dak shouldn't have even gotten Dak money.
Well, Jerry Jones is just stupid. He's fucking retarded.
And one more thing. Sorry, Ravens fans. I don't like how they're treating the Chiefs and Ravens like a rivalry. I brought this up to you earlier.
Yeah, that's...
They're trying to... I think they're trying to build this as the next Tom Brady, Peyton Manning classic. Same conference. Playoffs is always... it's always on the line. It's a big indication.
Yeah, because
it matters
when cash cows right now.
It matters in the playoff seedings. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, that's the thing though, because you take the whole Madden cover and stuff, right? And you take Lamar Jackson's first year when he won MVP,
right?
His first year starting legitimately when he won MVP. It was like, oh, well, we're gonna milk the fuck out of him. He's their cash cow. Him, Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen. Like, this is they're waiting for Tom Brady to leave. I mean, Tom Brady's, he's still rocking out right now, and they're getting big money from him, but they're getting ready to.
They're building up their new poster boys
exactly.
because in 5 years from now, Rodgers, Roethlisberger, Tom Brady, they're all gonna be gone.
They're all gonna be
Drew
gone.
Brees just left, and that alone feels weird.
Yeah,
bit,
exactly. And I don't know. That was bad
but
today.
once these guys leave, who we grew up with, you have to have new poster boys at the ready. They already have to be marketable, and that's how the business works.
And that's what it is.
If you only got into the NFL the last 5 years, right? And obviously Mike Vick was still a backup 5 years ago. He was in the league. But this, to a newer fan I'm talking about who watches on the regular, Lamar Jackson is something you've never seen before. And that's why fans took a liking to him. Well, at least the younger fans.
Yeah, because you only see those types of jukes that being done to grown-ass men, like, in college. That's some video game type of shit. That's why people love Pat Mahomes. Mahomes but he's just not that one guy who could break you with his feet. He could break you with his arm. He's got the NFL IQ. Like, he could pick you apart. He's not a one-trick pony. And we're doing this on a Sunday night. So the Chiefs and Ravens are playing this whole quote-unquote rivalry. But Lamar Jackson's 14 of 20 with 195 yards, 1 TD, 2 interceptions. Now, one
being a pick six.
Yeah. So I'm not, like I said, Lamar Jackson. I don't think he's that good. If they can take him. Even if they can get him on a team-friendly deal, like, let him walk. Like, I'd let him walk.
I would personally listen to trade offers.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like there's a team out there that would give you 3 first-round picks.
But, like,
I know Lamar Jackson is in this team.
If the Ravens have a decent year, yeah. But, like, if the Ravens have a bad year, like, if they're borderline making the playoffs, or if Lamar Jackson just can't put together games, people are going to talk about it. I mean, you have, like, for most NFL analysts, for me, it's like your fucking respect, bro. Like, stop, these are grown ass men. Stop telling, oh, well, their effort is enough, this, and that, giving them the benefit of the doubt.
I give Lamar Jackson credit. Like, not every year do you see a man with his running ability, a quarterback with his running ability, come out of college. Like, he is a special player in that aspect. But if you can't throw as a quarterback, and I'm just summing this up, you're not going to work out. You're not going to bring a trophy home to Baltimore.
Oh, yeah, that's a true fact. And that's what everybody has been saying for the past couple of years. He needs to start putting together games. He needs to start throwing the ball better. And they've given him enough pieces around him for him to do it. And the first couple of weeks, he's just not doing it. I mean, just watching this game right now, it's just... I'm not impressed. You look at the people he was drafted with, they've come along. Like, I just take Josh Allen. I mean, once again, people started clapping like seals when Lamar Jackson won a fucking playoff game. They were like, oh, he finally conquered his fucking, his white whale type of shit. He won a playoff game. Congratulations, guy. Like, all right. Like, I've never won an NFL playoff game, but I don't get paid that type of money to do that shit. You feel me?
Right.
Like you get paid money to do it.
This isn't me just talking about it because I'm not just saying this because I'm not a fan of him, but I just can't picture Lamar Jackson bringing home a Lombardi. I can't. I can picture Josh Allen doing it before Lamar Jackson.
Josh Allen, and that's like people sleep on Josh Allen, and you look at him, right? Josh Allen went farther in the playoffs than Lamar Jackson, and people still started talking shit about him. Like, they were still trying to find ways to poke holes in his game, and it's like. You just compare him to the people he was drafted with, he's the best quarterback, in my opinion. Just physically, he's what I want in a quarterback.
He is the most franchise ready. Like, if you have to pick one quarterback from that draft to build around, I'd probably pick Josh Allen too. Baker Mayfield is starting to impress me a little bit, and
yeah, he's coming. But think about it, right? Baker Mayfield's coming along. And people didn't even think that was possible. People thought he was just another Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, that's true. I remember hearing about that.
And the Browns are starting to look good. And once again, and this is why, like you said, when people start bringing up the AFC North, right? The Steelers, in my opinion, should be at the top of that every year. Because the Browns haven't done shit besides beat the Steelers in one playoff game. Congratulations, dude. It took you long enough. You're an NFL team. God forbid you actually won a couple of games.
Baker Mayfield was not. It was kind of unfair because in his development, because I think in 3 years he had 3 different head coaches. And I mean, now finally they have somebody that you can work with, Stefanski. He's decent,
but he's coming along. That's what his cop out was. He could still be bad, and that's what Lamar Jackson had, these cop outs. And at one point or another, you don't have any more cop outs. This is like on you, bud. Like, it's time to be a big boy.
And that's one of the reasons why I think Josh Allen's developed so nicely, because he's had the same head coach.
Yeah, and it's that's a big thing.
In terms of weapons, the weapons have only improved as well. I think.
But if you have a stable franchise that is behind you, and it's a give and take situation, and you can see the amount of work and the amount of progression Josh Allen has taken, and Lamar Jackson, you hear about him. Oh yeah, he's throwing better. He's taking more time into his throwing game, but it's just not going to the field. He doesn't look comfortable in the pocket ever. I think he's relied on his legs too long, and I think he tried to prove a point, and that point's biting him in the ass right now.
Yeah, and I don't wish injuries on anybody, but the day he gets hurt and it's a lower leg injury,
wrap it up.
Yeah, I think there goes his secret weapon.
Wrap it up. I mean, at least the Ravens haven't, did him dirty like, Washington did RG3.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, if I had to, not what I want to happen, but what I think will happen, I think the Ravens are going to remain loyal to Lamar for like another 5 years.
I think that's going to bite him in the ass.
At least. I do too. But, I mean, I don't wish someone to suck.
I don't think so. Well, but I can see, you can kind of like see what's been panned out for the past couple of years for Lamar and come to a conclusion. I just don't want the NFL media to continue to blame the team and blame everybody else besides Lamar and cover up Lamar's shortcomings. And as a quarterback, you have to be ready for that. You're going to be critiqued at such a high level because you're being paid a lot of money. You're the face of the franchise. Think about it. When the Ravens win, it's what Lamar did so well. So when they lose, it's going to be what Lamar did so bad. You could sit here and blame the injuries and this, and that, but, shit happens.
In terms of the North, the Steelers really need to think about finding Roethlisberger's successor. But the Bengals and the Browns, they both have their guy, I believe.
Yeah, but...
And now they can build around him.
I think the Steelers can take a little bit more time because the way they've built their defense, I think that the defense is going to be pretty good for the next.
Their offense might be mediocre for a couple of years.
And I'll take that. You can have if our defense can stay pretty relevant, keep us in the mix.
Who knew what they were thinking if they had long-term plans to take Mason Rudolph in the second round?
Oh my God!
I don't know
that guy. I don't like him. I think he's got like a Ben type of style to him, but I wouldn't really. I don't like the future in him. Dwayne Haskins, I want him to be good, but I don't think he's going to be anything. Josh Dobbs, he's a one-dimensional quarterback. When he plays the preseason, he plays good games. He does good things. I like him as a backup.
It tells you. It really says something when the Giants look good taking Daniel Jones over Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty. I'm trying to find something to rag on Daniel Jones compared to Dwayne Haskins. But
one more thing we wanted to bring up, and we're gonna post this right here. We have this.
This is all right. So I want to know who in the fuck thought it was like cool, edgy, and hip to start animating the players, but goddamn, the people running the NFL. I'm looking at this on the NFL Instagram page, right? And this is the Chiefs versus Ravens tonight, right? So if you look at this picture. Lamar Jackson looks like a fucking Rottweiler with dreads. Like, I swear to God. This man looks like he smelled a dirty fart. And he's just like, look at his face, right? Then you go over to Pat Mahomes and, dude, is he a fucking giraffe? Like, look at his neck. It's so bad. It's so porous. It's just, no. You're doing a great disservice by doing this to him. If the NFL is going to be if the NFL is going to be super woke, I don't think this is a good look.
Lamar Jackson looks like the guy Robert Saleh took home. Instead, I found my new Star Pass.
I know, I found him. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I don't like the whole animated thing.
Lamar Jackson looks as the face that his kids make when he brings home that half Subway sandwich. This is 2 of the 5 kids, because the other 5 died. These are the
2 of the 5 that didn't starve to death.
These are the last 2 kids left.
Oh my! Yeah, they gotta go back. Go back. No, stop doing it. The animated shit ain't happening. I don't like.
Mahomes is looking at him like, you expect me to share this?
Yeah. He looks like the meme when you like, the fuck. He goes, "This is a rivalry, the fuck." This man's a quarterback, the fuck. Man looked like a busted up bulldog. It's nothing towards him. It's the picture. The picture's so bad. It looks like someone pooted in his face. Like, dude, it looks.
And why are they the same height? Why is Lamar taller?
They stretch out his neck. That's why his neck's so long. Oh my god! The people who are doing at the NFL who's running the whole animated shit, just stop it. Just go back. Let the players do their own shit. I like when the players like introduce themselves, right? Remember they did that, the offensive defensive lineup. Like sometimes they're colleges.
Yeah.
Like Matthew Judon was the best. Body built by Taco Bell. Oh my god! But yeah, NFL, stop it. You're doing a great disservice. If I was Lamar Jackson, I'm gonna sue the NFL. like, bro, that's slander. That picture is slander. But I think that wraps up week 3. This fucking this quick overview of week 3. Some good stories going on.
Yeah. So I mean, next week we'll have a lot more answers and then a lot more questions.
Yeah,
as well.
more questions than answers.
Probably. A lot more injuries to report. Hopefully not. I don't want that
Hopefully
to
not.
happen.
But the injury bug's coming out like COVID this year.
It really is, and it sucks to see a star player go down because they're advertising this as their biggest season ever, and really.
No, this is really not. This is really not. I guarantee it. If Tom Brady wrapped it up, they probably have half the ticket sales.
Probably.
Or maybe half is interested, because I don't think there's no legitimate top dog besides Tom Brady in the NFL right now. I think they have really good people lined up.
There's good competition.
Yeah, but I don't think. I just think it's all a big competition. I don't think there's that one top dog yet. Because you go look at the NBA, right? They got LeBron James. There's that bona fide top dog.
Yeah.
Right? You go to baseball. That's fucking stupid. Hockey, just as stupid with less teeth. But yeah, that's crazy stuff now. But week 3, guy, wrapped it up. Good stuff.
Yeah.
How was your week, Justin? I didn't even ask you.
It's been a week, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But tired, as all of you can tell.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks guys for tuning back in. We're gonna start upgrading the equipment in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that.
Thank you for sticking with us for now, and going through it all.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little touch and go with the mess around with the audio and stuff. You just gotta let us know what you guys like. It's gonna be different listening through like headphones and speakers and shit like that.
Yeah, I'll feel a lot more professional.
Yeah, we're gonna get real professional up in this motherfucker soon. So,
we're taking this seriously, like we said. We're in this for the long haul, so
just stay tuned.
Just bear with us.
Bear with us, like the Chicago Bears and Andy Dalton.
Yeah,
he's down and out too.
Bear with Andy Dalton. Soon we'll be Justin Fields, but right now we're Andy Dalton.
Oh my god! All right, well that wraps up. See you guys next week.